Welcome to the Millennial View, a brand new podcast where we share our perspective of the millennial generation and offer our personal view on current events, issues, and hot topics of our age group. I'm your host, Ivan Illusion, joined by
Sam Luke, the internet monk,
the absolute legend. And in our inaugural episode, we want to dissect what it means to be a millennial. So Sam, what is it to be a millennial?
If I had to say, being a millennial is run me my check. Being a millennial is I'm not about it, don't call me. Being a millennial is those are my pronouns. Being a millennial is being a millennial is the TikTok dance, you know what I mean? But on a serious note, being a millennial is the best thing that's ever happened since sliced bread. That's the reality. That's what a millennial is, in my opinion. What do you think?
I mean, I think you captured it pretty well, especially that last part. You know, we can be a bit narcissistic, but hey, who might?
Yeah,
you know? You need a little bit of confidence to get you over the line. That's what I believe, you know?
Yeah. No, I think we have a necessary amount. I think we're the most open generation. We're the most realistic generation. There's been a lot of generations before us that have made it their staple to be pretentious, you know? So obviously we're taking the whole woke agenda a little bit too seriously, but the fact that we even got to this point means we saw that there was a facade in the world and we decided that we were going to break it, but I guess we're taking it too far. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man. I think you're hitting the nail on the head because at the end of the day, nothing is new under the sun. I think what has enabled us to take that to the next level is not necessarily us as a generation, it's the tools that we have. We are the internet monks. We are the digital age. We are social media and everything that comes with it. And the fact that everything is so readily accessible to us. Of course, we're going to be the instant gratification generation. I mean, I need to send a message to you. It happens in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Across the world. Press a couple of characters on the screen, press send, you get it instantly. We're used to that. Yeah. We're used to sharing our tweets and getting instant replies, you know? Yeah. So I think that's one of the things that really define us is the fact that we are born out of this digital age.
Instant gratification. I love that because, you know, it has put us in a position where we've gotten so much of it that now what we actually need to do is reprogram ourselves to not be so reliant on, to basically deprive ourselves of too much dopamine because we've got way too much. It's like, don't check your phone every time you get a notification. Don't do this, don't do that. Because, I mean, our brain is constantly mastered. It's constantly coming. It's constantly coming. Every 2 minutes, you get 16 likes, your brain just jizzes all over your skull. Like, all over the walls, it's like, oh, friend. I'm so important. Dopamine. Isn't it crazy that the word dopamine has dope in it?
I mean, it's there for a reason. I'm not going to lie. How good does it feel to get that like? How good does it feel to get that gratification? How good does it feel to spend that money when you make it?
Especially if it's someone you like. Especially if it's that like.
Not all likes then we're starting a situationship. What you mean?
No. Yo, bro, let me tell you something. These are bars.
That's what I'm saying. I think another one of our defining characteristics is we finna make a difference in the world, but we also finna chill, be calm, and pursue happiness. You know? Mm-hmm. Oh, what do you work as? I'm an accountant, but are you happy though? No. Ooh. Do you think all the generations ask those type of questions? Are you happy though? Nah, nigga. How much money you making? That's good. We're proud of you. That's what they said. That's what they try to put on us, you know?
Those older generations prided themselves on misery. They're the ones who are like, boys don't cry. They're the ones who are like, men should flag it out. They're the ones who are like, you know, life is shit and it's supposed to be shit and you just enjoy it being shit. Like, look, I get the practical applications of these things, but those older generations really didn't get it, you know? Like, I believe in world peace and I believe in let's make a difference, but have I had coffee this morning, you know? I would We can stop world hunger if I have. You know what I mean?
But I think what we need to understand as millennials as a whole, and I think sometimes we're very tunnel vision in this, is the fact that life is a lot better now than it was 50 years ago. You know, we speaking about the digital age. It's crazy that we can talk to anybody in the world through video means. Back then, the best thing you had was to write a letter and wait 6 months for it to come. And then write your letter and wait 6 months for your person across the world to read it. You know? They didn't have
If the ship didn't sink.
If the ship didn't sink, my guy. If the pigeon didn't get lost, my guy.
My boy.
It's like we are so accustomed to the way our life looks now. And because of the way our life looks now, we have a plethora of options. You know? It's no longer, are you an accountant, lawyer, or doctor? It's, are you an influencer? Are you a TikTok influencer? Do you have a following on Twitter that can potentially become leverage? Are you a marketer? Self-market. We like to create words, man. I saw some millennial come up with the phrase socialpreneur, when in actual fact he was just an influencer, my guy. And that's what defines millennials. Like we like to take what we've known and make it new in light of the age and the digital aspect that we have that surrounds us. You know, I think older generations look at us and say, yo, you motherfuckers are lazy because you don't even want to get a real job. Man, they don't realize how much work it is to become a world-class YouTuber that's making millions.
Yeah.
They don't realize how much work it takes to grow a fan base and make that profitable. You know, they don't realize how much work it is. You look at this as, oh, influencing is easy. No, bro. Do you know influencers? Mm-hmm. Big influencers are telling you they are tired all the time. Why? Because they always have to put on face. You know, when you're an influencer, you don't have the option to rock up at a place and just be sad. Fuck it. I want to talk to nobody. Right? That's what our generation has to deal with. We need to rock up and we need to be in an energy and a vibe. That's one thing about millennials as well. Energy and vibrations are big now. Huge now. Like, yo, what, your chakra, hun, or nah? What's your star sign? Oh shit, we're not compatible. Like, I think that definitely existed before, but we really love that shit, man.
We take everything to the top. The thing about those older generations is that them wanting everybody to get a job is they're so stuck in their ways. We're so flexible that we have been engineered. I think this is what society has done to us. It has engineered us to be flexible. Every generation before us has been ourselves. It would even be better if it was us. We've been engineered to be flexible. Yeah. Everyone else was brittle. They were designed to live in a rigid structure of the world. The world we live in has been changing from the moment we landed, and we're changing with it.
Listen, I still remember dial-up internet and all the tones you had to experience before you could get a connection.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. When you can instantly connect with anybody, we're the generation of connectivity, which has made us so open because now we see so many different perspectives. You know, you open Instagram, you can follow anybody across the world and see what they're going through at any given moment, right? We're not the first people to be like, oh, we gay or we lesbian or we have this pronoun, right? Mm-hmm. We're just the first to see it at such a large scale because it's easily accessible, right? Mm-hmm. That's what has programmed us to be like, okay, cool. Also, cancel culture has forced it as well, a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we started cancel culture. You know, we were like, you know, if you don't like this, we're canceling you. So you have no choice to be open-minded and just accepting of so many things, because if you aren't, you can get canceled real quick, which in itself is, I mean, not everything is both good and bad in my eyes, right? There's positives to cancel culture just as there's real negatives to cancel culture. Mm-hmm. You know, I think one of the real negatives that I've experienced, not personally, but I've seen, was the fact that our boy Kevin Hart got canceled because he said one thing about gay people as a joke, even though he loves gay people and he has gay people in his life, and the gay community canceled him from achieving one of his lifetime goals.
Oh yeah, it was
Just wanted to
hosting
host
the Oscars.
Oscars or Grammys, one of the two, right?
Yeah, I think it
That's
was
all
the
he wanted
Oscars.
to do.
Yeah,
And he got it. He got it.
yeah.
And then somebody came and said, well, you did this, sir, so you canceled.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's crazy.
Like, I can only imagine the sort of resentment that might build up in a person that feels that is victimized in that type of way. Like, when something you've worked hard for is taken from you. Like, obviously, those that believe that it was right would say that it's justified and those are the consequences and he deserved it. But obviously now we're just taking his perspective into the match and saying, I can only imagine how it would feel like to be, in that position when you're a comedian and your job is to make jokes and your job is to vocalize opinions that aren't factual but are structured to be entertaining. And when they're taken literal and then your life is ruined for it, it's like, what the hell? I'm acting, I'm performing, I'm doing my job. But they took that from him, and yeah, that's unfortunate. That's kind of sad.
Bro, think about the olden day comedians. Didn't you think they would have survived in this climate?
Those niggas were vile, bro. They were the dirtiest. Oh my god! And I love comedy. I love stand up. I love comics. I know them all. They would say the wildest things. I grew up on this stuff. So even in my personal life, I've developed a knack for a certain type of humor. Like, when I interact with people that I talk to, it's almost as if I'm on stage at times. But you've got to be careful, because when you don't have the following of a Kevin Hart and you're making Kevin Hart jokes, you're not going to get cancelled. You might get punched in the face. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
It's super dangerous. Yeah, those guys were, and I love them personally. I mean, here's the thing. If I had to go about it, I would say that they were trying to normalize very difficult subjects. They were trying to make those easily accessible for conversation. And the thing about us is, maybe if you become too woke, you create a hindrance to dialogue. In the attempt of perfecting inclusion, you stop certain things you don't want to hear from being said just because they don't go with what you're trying to do, when in fact, them being said would benefit your end goal by ensuring that both sides are on the same page. But when you think your page is the right page for everybody to be on, you're just as oppressive and tyrannical as previous generations. You're oppressive in a woke way. You're oppressively woke. Wokefully oppressive.
Yin and yang. At the end of the day, there's always a little bit of darkness in the light. There's always a little bit of light in the darkness. You feel me? And I think we need to be very conscious of these things.
Bring awareness
to be conscious, where to the point of understanding, am I just being vindictive because of my own trauma, or is this actually a problem that we need to squash as a community? Yeah.
100%.
And the problem I feel like we face as millennials is we like trauma.
High key, low key.
We like trauma. So as soon as we find out somebody's also, experiencing the same trauma as us, and we can reach out to them, you're always going to find people that experience that trauma. But what we don't do is have an open mind enough to think, what about the people that haven't experienced this trauma? Is it as big a deal to them? Why do we even still hold on to this trauma? Right? It's a lot harder to do. It's a lot harder to look inside ourselves and say, actually, I'm the problem. It's not you. You're just making jokes, Kevin. You're fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
As opposed to being like, Kevin, you just triggered me, and this person's also triggered, and this person's also triggered, so fuck you, you getting canceled.
Yeah. It's like, it's always about finding a healthy balance. It's like, as opposed to having a healthy relationship with something that may have passed, maybe like a deceased loved one, maybe a dead pet, keeping their memory alive and thinking about them fondly, you turn to something like taxidermy, where you take the corpse, you empty it out, and then you stuff it, and then you put it on the shelf. It's like corrupting the memory of something that was precious to you, and then using it as a reason to do some really awkward and weird things. So it's like, just because you went through something
dark. That got
yeah,
Jeff
yeah,
Germer dark. What you mean?
yeah,
But I feel
yeah,
you. I feel you.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like, it's like when you've lived through something, that's a very real thing, and it should be treated as such. But when you
Absolutely.
then take it and then, kind of like corrupt its memory to justify some of the less wholesome things you're doing, then you're in the wrong. Then you're no longer a victim. Then you're an aggressor of some kind. You just think you're a victim now.
Do you think us as a generation are capable of not bonding with our trauma, of not allowing our trauma to affect and define the way we look at things?
No, 100%. I think we are. I also believe that it requires a little bit more from us than we are currently putting out, because we're at the forefront, because we're constantly pushing the boundaries of what is normal and accepted. We're basically operating in uncharted territory, so we don't know what the fuck we're doing most of the time. And as soon as we find a little groove, a little stability, a little this makes sense, we get attached to it and think this is the way it's supposed to be, as opposed to keeping some of those blinders open so we can see wherever it is we're making mistakes. So because we've normalized trauma, we've basically said that trauma isn't going to war. Trauma is life. And we've basically brought this massive thing down onto a human scale and said, no, you're going to take this thing seriously because this is life. I'm not going to walk around pretending like I'm not messed up just to accommodate the very same people that messed me up. What we are going to do is make the world a better place so that my messed up can decrease in size enough that all of us can have, But the thing about fighting for the trauma is you get attached to the trauma. You have a stuffed animal on your shelf. No, you're not supposed to get attached to the trauma. You're supposed to use it to get past it. No, it isn't the goal. It's a means to the goal. I think that's what we need to come to realization of. What do you think?
I like what you're saying, man. I like what you're saying a lot. And I think as millennials, we also need to realize that just because other people have experienced our trauma, like I really like the fact that we brought trauma down to a human scale, like you said, right? Where it's not some grand concept that you're only allowed to feel if you're a war veteran or if you've gone through the most as a person. Like trauma can be something as small as a black person experiencing a white person come up to you in the store and ask, do you work here?
Yeah, right? Microaggressions. Yeah.
That microaggressions can be a form of trauma, right? But I think where we as millennials go wrong is we try and look for the answer outwardly. We go to the Twitter and we share our trauma, and then everybody likes our trauma. And then, like you're saying, it becomes that doll, that teddy bear on the shelf that we think is so cute that we don't want to let go of, because nobody wants to let go of a cute teddy. I know people that still have teddies from when they were 2 years old and they're 28 now, I think we need you can find solace in the masses, but you need to look inside to make a real difference. We need to stop this notion of we saving the world before we even save ourselves. I think us as millennials need to save ourselves first, individually, and then spread out. And don't go straight up to, don't, man, Jesus couldn't save everybody. Who the hell are we?
Yeah.
Gandhi couldn't save everybody. Who the hell are we? Right? Yeah. Let's save ourselves, right? And check up on each other. That's the one thing I really, really like about this generation is now we're starting to realize, hey, just a simple, yo, dog, are you good?
Yeah.
Even between males, yo, man, I love you.
I love you, dog. I love you. Yeah.
I love you. You feel me? Like that's what's important. And then let us work on ourselves. Let's not take our traumas to the streets straight away. Let's not take our traumas to the tweets straight away. Let's take our traumas and work on them. And then spread love from there.
Yeah. I think that's perfectly said. We're learning, we're working through it, and I think the only way we can keep making forward progress is if we hold each other accountable, and we keep extending the challenge to our peers, to ourselves, especially. How do you make the world better by making yourself better? You start inward and take it to the very top, take it out. It's like we want to make a change, and we have to accept and come to terms with the fact that that requires us making a change in our own personal lives primarily.
Yep. And holding each other accountable does not mean judging a person.
Yeah.
It just means check up on them. Yo, are you good? Hey, have you started running? You said you were going to start running. Oh, no, you haven't? Okay, well, that's okay. But just keep me posted. I know you really want to do this.
It's all love.
It's all love, man. That's what we need to be about. Because we really have the potential to honestly make a difference. Positive
change the world.
As millennials, we have the potential. And I think that's why we get so caught up in going straight for the world, going straight for that instant gratification, going straight for that million overnight instead of building small little successes over time. Right? Let's build those small little successes over time and help each other in the small sense. Because I promise you, by the time we hit 50 as millennials, this world could be looking something nice, man.
We're going to be looking at universal basic income. Everybody's going to be eating. We're going to eradicate poverty. You shouldn't be. Look, we're too far ahead.
You think we're capable of that?
100%, bro. Like, we're capable of. Dude, I've got a magic mirror in my pocket that I can use to look at your face when you're in Cape Town. A magic mirror. I'm a wizard. I'm a magician. You know what I mean?
Bro,
that's the word.
I can turn on my lights using my voice. What you say?
Hey Google, turn the lights on. Hey Alexa, what's my favorite song right now? You know what I mean? We're in the future. That's what people don't get. People want to retrospectively acknowledge things as opposed to doing it now. They want to wait 50 years in the future and then be like, oh yeah, 50 years ago we were so far ahead we could have done. No, what I'm saying is we're doing it now. By the time we're 50, we would have changed the world drastically.
Amen. I think that's a great place to end it. Let's change the world as a generation. We're so capable, and I think we all just need to share each other's insights and experiences as we are sharing our insight and experiences. And I hope that we can inspire you guys to embrace the challenge of shaping our future. Really excited to have you join us on this journey, Sam. How are you feeling?
Excited. I'm so happy. I can't wait. I can't wait for this journey. I can't wait for everybody to share their opinions with us. I can't wait for us to go on this experience together. I can't wait for us to better one another. I can't wait for the beautiful world we're building to come to fruition, because that is something we're gonna do.
Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's been episode 1. And that's been our Millennial View.
Woo! Let's get it.
All right, let's stop the